What are we jamming on now, Jay? What are you jamming on?
A couple of different things. So still playing a little college football, just kind of in the off seasons there. So really just recruiting, pulling in my 5-star
in the off season. It's in the off season.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Good times, good times. But the funny thing about that is that, I've been in this two dynasties now with the guys that I used to play Call of Duty Zombies with all the time. And we pretty much stopped playing COD when college football came out. But now that we're in these dynasties, we're technically on separate teams. Once a season, we might play against each other. So we're kind of just playing separately, playing the same game, but separately. So it's not the same vibe as, squadding up together. And so I just sent a text, a week ago, kind of like, hey guys, this is cool. I kind of wish, I kind of miss playing a game together,
I'm a lonely old man. I'm playing old video games with this other asshole I make a podcast with. We got to do something modern, please. Something modern.
And so they're like, yeah, we agree. And then like a couple days later, it was like, hey, you work at Microsoft, find us a game, find us all a game to play. And so I chose a couple of different games and I just threw them out there to see what they would think. First game was the finals. And just because it's like a game I've seen out there in the news, like, hey, big multiplayer co-op kind of a thing. I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, hey, we can check this out.
I thought for sure this was a basketball game when you said that.
No, it's some kind of arena thing. I honestly didn't even play it yet. I downloaded it, but haven't touched it. So I sent them that, like, hey, we could check this out. And I sent them 33 Immortals. And so obviously I've been playing that. Like, I played it in a beta before it was ever released and thought it was great. And I've been playing it a little bit, kind of dipping my toe in when it came out, a couple weeks ago, I think. And so I sent them that. They're like, hey, this Immortals game looks kind of cool. Let's try that. And I wasn't sure if it would be their jam. Because again, if you haven't played it, this is kind of like co-op multiplayer Hades. And so it's a fun story. And I mean, I don't like the fact
they don't like fun stories. These guys don't like fun stories.
No.
No. I hate fun stories.
No, it's cool. It's cool because it's still, dealing with defeating Lucifer and all these, supernatural beings and things like that. But again, like I said, co-op multiplayer Hades. Very different if you're like the type of player who likes the big popular games like college football, right. Madden, COD. So I was like, I'm not sure if they're going to like it. To my surprise, they love it, and we've been nerding out on it. And
see, this is what I say about movies. Oh. If the people knew that better movies existed, and they weren't just being fed superhero bullshit all the time, they would like the movies that are actually good that are being made. They just don't know about them, or even if they see them, they haven't been programmed to like them, so they don't. But if you could get it into their fucking faces and get them to engage it, their opinions would change. But no one wants to do that work.
Hey, I support that.
I digress.
But yeah, man, it's because of that, I've been pleasantly surprised. We have been nerding out, jamming on it. There's been some bugs because it is still technically pre-release. Like, they're working out, like, there's a host of issues. Because, again, it's up to 33 people at a time. So, things can happen. And so we weren't able to, like, group up for, like, a day. But now we are, and so it's just like we'll be sending each other texts like, oh, I just leveled up, like, oh, I did this run, because we're still, as much as we like playing together, there's still those moments when it's like, hey, I'm by myself, let me just get a quick run in and like level up this stat, you know what I mean? And so very similar to the way we play Call of Duty. But it's been great, man. Like, I didn't think I would like it this much even when it came out, but like every other game that we've played, or at least that I've experienced, it's always so much better when you're playing with other people, especially people that and not just a random 12-year-old, now they're under the line,
yeah,
or just random people that you're not talking to at all. So it really elevated my experience from, okay, this game is cool. I don't know if I want to just keep playing it over and over like it looked cool, but now that I'm playing with other people and we're really understanding the upgrades and like the things that are possible once you kind of advance more through the runs, it's like, it's so addictive. But again, as someone who loved Hades and I will say Hades had a lot more story to it than this does, but the co-op and the upgrade system of this, it kind of almost feels like I'm doing ESO trials regularly with like a bunch of different people.
Honestly, that was the thing about Hades that really probably was my biggest impediment, is there it didn't have any upgrades. It was you started from scratch every time, and that I can't. I just I have to have. I need to feel something changing. You know. Yeah.
That's what I'll say. That's the great thing about this, man. Like, even it's funny. Even the other day, like, obviously I got them into this game, and it's kind of funny. We've been going back and forth between a couple of the guys who have like leveled up and gotten like really good at it as well. About who's getting ahead, but like I didn't even realize there's a point where you unlock weapon upgrades for each of the 4 different weapons you have, and I'm like, oh, that's great. So each run I go on. I'm not only equipping an upgrade, but hoping to find like a new and better one. Because some of them are kind of like, yeah, it's an upgrade, but I don't know if I like what this does because it's a trade-off. I might lose distance, but gain damage, that kind of thing. But I didn't even realize that you could also just straight up upgrade your weapon itself separately and like increase your stats. And so I was feeling OP the other day, just like smashing stuff on my own with one particular weapon. And I'm like, yeah, I think like maximum damage is X, say 22. Like, yeah, it always says max out when I get there. And then one of the guys is like, really? I was like, I'm at 27. I was like, how did you get 27 damage? And come to find out you can upgrade your weapon. So, and I didn't even realize that was a thing. And so like little things like that are just those little like, oh yes, it feels so good to like get this and like feel more powerful and just.
Also the idea of the shared thing. That's what it's a fucking beaten horse, but like that's the early. One of the things I loved about the early Quest landscape is just like, nobody really knows everything about this, and there's no like fucking encyclopedia you can look up on the internet, so we're all just kind of figuring this out together. And it's a cool feeling to have that. I don't know, that camaraderie search of knowledge.
So if you're missing that from Hades, I do recommend checking out 33 Immortals. Check it out, and get your friends to play. It's better that way.
Word.
But yeah, outside of that, it's funny. I've been playing some random game with the kids, TD Bloons 6. It's like a tower defense game. It's such a silly game, man. You basically put all these like monkey characters around a map. Balloons come. You got to stop them. You're placing different traps.
You're saying balloons, right?
Yeah, but in the game, it's balloons, like BLOONS, but they're clearly balloons. But they're balloons. Just balloons.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
just like a kid's way of saying balloons. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure we weren't saying blooms, like flower blooms.
No, balloons. So okay. that's it's funny because it's a game that I bought a couple months ago, really to play with my youngest son, but me, him, and Zeke have been playing it together because it is couch co-op, up to 4 people. So that's been a fun game to kind of play with them from time to time. But outside of that, took your recommendation, downloaded No Man's Sky, and Courtney did as well. And so it's funny, like, because I beat Starfield, put 150 hours into that, and this feels similar to that, even though I know there are very much notable differences. Courtney's gotten far into it than me. Like, she just, there's times when I'm playing 33 Immortals with the guys or something, or just kind of chilling out, playing a little Balatro on the side.
She's dedicating that time
to
science.
She's sciencing it up.
She's
sciencing it up. So, like, she got ahead of me, so I had to catch back up. So we've been playing, the last couple weekends together, and it's cool. I like it. It feels like, though, that I'm playing Starfield with less of the quest stuff. And maybe that's just because, like, I'm doing, like, the basic stuff back and forth.
It is. I mean, yeah, the second you said Starfield, what I wanted to say, my instinctual response to that was, it is not a Bethesda game loop at all. Like,
yeah, I know
you have a quest log, and honestly, I have that Bethesda fabric in me, so I am, like, trying to get my fucking quest log. Like, I can't.
Yeah,
the second page really. The second page of my quest log kills me that it's there. I need to get it down to at least one, because you have like your 3 main quests up top there that are. I don't know if those are just like the 3 main ones. You can get more, or if it's just like those are like primary and then they're secondary. I'm not really sure how it divides it up in the quest log, but the secondary ones you're constantly getting shit. And even if you like get a new item, it'll pin the recipe and like encourage you to like get the new thing that you got the recipe for. You got to like, so I'm constantly pruning that down and trying to keep it to 1. So there is a quest log and there is shit like quest to do, but it's the exploration and just finding shit And, you know, there's just, again, like there's so many tangents. You're into it now, so you can still hopefully see you've gotten that far. And it's just going to constantly add more. Like, I didn't embrace, like, I built a base, but I didn't go down the track of, like, kind of like the tutorial track they want to get you on the base building. So I was like, I had like gotten ahead of the tutorial basically, as far as like what I just done on my own. And eventually on this, when I get to my segment, I'll talk about it. But I go to this new planet and like, okay, I'm going to build a new base from scratch. And I start doing things, and you start like staffing your base with fucking specialists and stuff that do things and open up new technology tracks and things for you. And you gotta, you know, do fetch quests for them, get them materials so they can do these things. There's one that's military based, so he's like got a whole Sentinels fucking track that you're going out and trying to take down these big Sentinel bases. So there's all this shit basically that again, you'll find it later, and like what you think maybe the game is right now is probably not it, or even close to. And yeah, it just keeps adding new things on, and like, you know, it fucking updated twice last week, which was annoying as fuck because it's a 21 gigabyte game, and you sit down to play, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait fucking an hour, even if my internet's cooking, to fucking play because it's gonna update twice in 1 week. I sent him a fucking tweet. I'm like, you guys gotta know that updating this game twice in 1 week is not okay. You gotta know that. Like, as big as it is, that's not okay. It takes too fucking long to update, guys. Whatever. But yeah, they added the bones shit, the ancient bone. It's like, they have this fossils thing, which included, like, now there's, like, you build these, it's like Animal Crossing, basically, but, of course, more science-y, and more, it's not as, you know, Animal Crossing, they're very defined, like, it's, well, definitely not as cutesy either, but it's like, you know, Animal Crossing's like, you're building a Tyrannosaurus Rex, or an actual dinosaur on Earth, whatever. This is not that. You, like, can make your own. There's, like, 5 components. There's, like, the skull, the torso, and then the legs. Each of the legs, or the 2 different types of legs, and then the tail. And you can build your own, you know, there's a million different variables, types of each one, and you can build your own bone specimens that you can upload to the... That's the thing, too. Like, there's all this database. Like, they're actually trying to build... I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's like somewhere you can go look at or something, but like every time you find a creature on any planet, there's a whole like add it to the database thing that I found probably in the last 2 weeks or a week or two also, where you like upload it and then it becomes like a filed away thing that exists in the universe that theoretically the way it's portrayed, and again, I don't know how to check and balance this or if it's just whatever, a gimmick. But, like, the idea is that it's adding to the encyclopedia of the universe, is the idea. And that you get paid for that information, and that's, of course, cool. It's like, it's basically a way to earn money, is to go out and explore. So it actually financially incentivizes you within the game's economy, of course. Right. Not real money, unfortunately. To explore and discover new things, and catalog these things, and, like, do science, basically. But this also applies to the bones, and like you can upload to the database, like this is a creature, and it'll name it, you know, and it's like a science, I mean, it does that with all of them. They're like science-based names that I don't know how they can possibly, there's gotta be, I don't know how it can all be unique. There's just too many things, so there's gotta be some repetition. You'll notice eventually if you're paying attention, but that applies to the bones too. You can upload to the database, and then you can build your own, and like make them base decorations, you know, these fucking... It's just, so again, that's just like something that's brand new. And like they just added that within the last couple weeks. It's like a whole new just tangent activity. And I'm sure there'll be quests that get built on top of it and stuff too. They're super excited about it. You can tell. It's like one of those things. You get the update and you open it up and it's like, ooh, the fossil thing. Like, check this out, guys. You know, so they're excited about it. So I'm sure they'll do extra shit with it.
See, all the stuff you're describing and even the stuff that you talked about previously, it just sounds cool. Like it tells me that there's so much more out there, but it's just hard for me to just like keep going right now. Like I got my base going and I'm like, all right, what do I have to do next? Like, it's just a lot of
I told you it's paralyzing. There's too, and like you just said yourself, I haven't heard of any of these things. So you feel paralyzed and don't know what to do now with a more limited option set. It's going to get way bigger, dude. Way bigger. And yeah, you got to be like, that sounds fun. I'm going to go do that, and I'm just not going to worry about that other shit. And if like something presents itself as a reason to engage that thing, great. But that's exactly how I didn't get down that base track. Is I wasn't pushing on every wall. You know, I was fucking just like, okay, I got into my little loop of the things I was whatever excited about or working on, and didn't pay attention to something that opened up this super cool new thing and like a whole new landscape of options and things to do that I do want to engage, you know? So maybe that's something that you have to learn the hard way, I guess, to, you know, that you do want to maybe do a mission that you don't want to do, you know? Or a thing you don't want to do.
Which is fine.
Right, yeah.
I just feel like everything's so limited right now. It's like, what are we doing? I'm just like kind of back and forth looking for materials to do the base building stuff. Like, I will say, I'm glad that I have a base, because I was tired of getting like acid rained on like all
the first time. Okay, so you started on Toxic Planet 2. Me too. That I almost quit the game when I first started, because I didn't understand how to stop that. And I was I knew that they tell you that the sodium fixes that.
Yeah. I just kept mining for sodium over and over, and I was like, I can't, like, what is the solution?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, and they also tell you that you can build, and this isn't spoilers, so I'll tell you, you can build a cave, right? You can just, you can just shoot all.
I've done it just because I'm
going to the cave,
like stuff flying at me, and so I ended up like just burrowing.
Exactly. Yeah. But that also stops in that case toxic. Yeah. But this applies to all the planets, the cold planets or the heat planet, whatever it is. It alleviates whatever hazard environment to do that too. And I did not get that for so long. So when I first started, I was fucking pissed, dude, because I died a few times when I first started. Like, I was like, how can that be like a constant drain and I can't find any sodium? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's probably the last time that I yelled at the game. It was like right when I first started. I was like, what in the fuck kind of system is this?
One of the first things we did, or that I did, I was like, all right, I need to be able to scan. Give me the freaking ability. I'll follow whatever thing you need me to do to get the ability to see all the resources. So once I could do that, it's like, all right, sodium here, carbon here. All right, I know what I'm grabbing. I was golden after that.
And dude, that's the. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's like so layered that this is like a constant development, but like one of the cool, like I don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about that shit. That's like
well, right now,
it's like
at least it feels like.
Well, I know exactly. That's what I mean. It's like the difference between early game priorities and as you go, your priorities change, and what you have to worry about changes because your technology changes. And again, just like I was saying, countered on Hades, this development of what you are, what you're capable of, and what you are. You obviously get different vehicles and like. You add that the fucking upgrade tree shit for your exosuit and your goddamn multi-tool. And your Starship too, of course, and then all the fucking vehicles you can get is fucking insane and limitless. So, like, there's just so much customization possibility of... the scanning is a great example. Like, it's annoying to have to hit the button, and you can only do it ever so often, and there's an upgrade you can get to let you do it faster, or more often, I should say, so you can rerun the scan. But like, I got to the point now where like I don't even need to do that. Like I got technology where I don't have to deal with that, at all. So like, it does a good job of showing you, I guess, making you feel the basic survival needs, and then giving you options to upgrade your life and get rid of them if you don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's a trade-off because you only have so many slots in your shit. And like, you could upgrade that and get more, but one, that's expensive, time-consuming, and again, there's so many options that you still, even like, I have a million fucking slots on my exosuit, but it's still, I'm out at all times. I'm always out of room. I always have to make a choice between maybe this convenience thing and this necessity thing, and like it does a good job of constantly pushing you up against the the wall there. So you still have to make decisions. It doesn't become OP, I guess, is maybe the simpler way to say that.
Okay.
So
it's funny to me that like the upgrades, like hearing you talk about it too, like upgrade trees when they're done right, it's like chef kiss. Like ever since, like I feel like all of my gaming life comes down to, or really changed, when games had the ability for you to get like upgraded throughout a game. like for me, it started with like Knights of the Round and Super Nintendo. I mean, really, if you want to take it like way back, technically Mario, when he gets flower powers and all those powers, is like him upgrading, but those can be lost. But like games like Knights of the Round and then forward, where
that's this game, you can lose them in this game too. Like I told you, when you die, like shit gets broken, and you have to. It can be fixed. But you got to go get the resources to fix it. It's fucking. When you get shit, once you have those things, you are emotionally dependent on them. When they are taken from you, it fucking hurts, man. So yeah, it's yes.
Oh man.
Yes, but no.
As
far as it relates to this game, I just say.
I don't like the idea of that.
I mean, like I said, it's always fixable, but you have to do the work to fix them.
Okay.
And the amount of work that takes is dependent on maybe what it is and what resources are required to do it. And you aren't necessarily going to have the resources to fix something, especially if you find some about it ass thing that is new and is built with, because you can get blueprints to build things from scratch for yourself, or you can luck into just getting the modules.
Right.
Or find them a way to acquire the modules at the store or whatever it may be. So there's like two ways to get to new technology. And if you just get the module, which is easy and more appealing, of course, not the blueprint, it may be something that you don't have access to, or you don't know where it is, or you haven't found it, or you don't have enough of it, or whatever it is, so yeah, that can be like, I've had a few things like break on me or get fucked up in a battle or whatever it might be, and then I don't have the thing to get it back to operational status, and it's like, oh fuck! And then you're in like a 5-alarm scramble to find that new resource wherever it is. But it's a testament to the cool, because then you start like, I'm sciencing my ass off now, like I'm like exploring, because there's only so many planets, so you find a new resource and you're like, okay, how have I not found that yet? It's not like there's any kind of planet I haven't seen. But one, there's so many things on each planet. Like I said, you're never going to completely consume a whole planet in its entirety, let alone all the little minutiae things on it. So there's that aspect of it, but also there's compound resources. You eventually you'll get you have the conversion thing. I forget. I can't think. I'm spacing on what it's called. But the thing you put down. And it turns one resource into another.
Yep.
Right. So you get later, if you haven't had it yet, there's more advanced ones of those that can combine 2 and then 3 things into one new resource. So obviously, those are more complicated things. And one, you got to find the formula. You can just push it in there, and if you get it right, the new thing will come out. But I mean, guessing, there's a lot of variables, so you can't just guess every new thing. So you got to find something to teach you that. In some way, shape, or form, to get those more advanced things, So again, just levels to levels, dude. There's levels to levels. It's fucking on a whole different wavelength, I think. Of complexity for that. Yeah.
So a lot going on, but I got to be in the right mood.
So you're still you've left the planet, right?
I've left the planet to go up to like the shopping place. Like I just like
the space station.
Space station, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I got like some stuff there, but now I can't buy any more stuff because I'm out of resources. So plus the quest stuff told me to just go back to the planet to do more science stuff. So I left the planet and then came back to the same planet. So I don't even think I've been to a different planet yet. So.
Oh God, jeez. It's like Subnautica. I envy the naivety to some degree.
But that also scares me because it feels like I'm staring down like hundreds of hours of gameplay ahead of me, and I'm like, I don't know if I can sink all that into this game. That feels daunting. We shall see.
It's not. Honestly, that's one of the things I like most about it is, I guess I haven't said it in this exact way, but all that you got to make a choice, and there's so many things it. Once you kind of internalize that there is no end, you're not going to get. I mean, obviously there's an end to these main quests of some kind, but it's not. You're never going to get to the end. There is no end. It's infinite. So it's not about that. It's about just living your if you enjoy being in that world, just finding a way to spend time in that world when you want to spend time in it. And it's not like, oh, I have hundreds of hours to go. Like, I don't know, if you stop feeling like you want to be in it, yeah, maybe you'll have that. Oh, I didn't check these things off the list thing that maybe I'm going to convince myself to come back at some time. But you know, honestly, those are the things I barely fuck with them. And I'm not that way. I'm usually like, get the quest done. Like those main things, like every now and again, I'll sit there paralyzed and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to go fucking do one of these things and see what happens, you know? Because again, I know it could open up something maybe that I don't even know about yet. So that is honestly what encourages me to do it more than like getting down the fucking track of completing that main quest line. It's more about just what will this show me and teach me or show me or open up to me than completing quests. So
fascinating. Yeah,
it's not about that, Jay. It's not about that.
We shall see.
So good. We got to figure out how to fucking should do it. I don't have anything to do today. We should fucking get in there and fucking after the kids go to bed or something, fucking do a group science endeavor.
Sounds good to me. I'm down.
Come to your planet. I'll bring my exo.
Your crazy tech to my primitive.
Yeah, I'll bring my crazy tech to your planet and do some mine. Show you how to mine the right way.
Cool.
All right, word. Well, it's good to hear that you engaged it and got rolling.
Yeah. But that's it, man. What about you? What else have you been jamming on?
Not much besides that. So yeah, maybe the most coolest thing, I guess, about that, other than a lot of the shit I guess we've already talked about, is I told you I went and like found a new base. So that was like, what happened. Like the gateway drug to it is I went to this planet. And like I said, I started on that same type of planet. I don't think everyone starts on a toxic planet like that. I think it varies, but I think everyone does start on a hazardous planet, like with some sort of thing. Sense. So just, to teach you about like
what to
cost
do,
benefit analysis and to be in strife, early on, yada, yada. So I go to, off whatever reason, I'm fucking bouncing around the galaxy to do something, and I go into this planet, and it's like, it actually did have storms that were still heated, so it did have hazardous elements to it, but like the base condition for it was just utopia-ish-y. So I was like, oh my god, this is so much more pleasant to be in.
Yeah. Just
visually and operationally, and it had like actual water. The toxic one doesn't. Does your toxic planet have any? Have you found any like liquid water?
Have I found water? I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
my home toxic planet had none. Yeah, which sucks. And this place had water, so that was cool. So whatever, I'm like, so the first time I'm like fucking going down in the water and like kind of exploring that, and I was like, that's of course cool. It's not. It was cooler at first. It's not quite. The water shit is not quite Subnautica tier. I mean,
not quite.
The whole game.
That's quite the bar.
Well, I mean, Subnautica. They did that. The whole game is based around being in water, so the water looks and feels perfect. All the physics. They spent time and effort to make the aquatic environment feel like it should, and they have not achieved that with No Man's Sky. It still feels a little. Because you're not even, you're still like a dude with a jetpack. So it's like, it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like.
Does it break the physics?
I get, that's exactly. It doesn't feel like you're swimming, which I guess if you have a jetpack, it's not supposed to. But maybe I just want Subnautica and I'm not getting it.
Yeah. you did but like, Subnautica references last time. So that's
right. So it looks cool and like, the biology is cool down there and different and whatever, but it feels like a dude that just has some like slightly different friction than above water, I don't know. It does not feel maybe like I want it to feel oceany, but again, you can probably get to rationalizations why that should be the case.
Okay.
Anyways, so I find that planet and engage that a little bit and I'm like, well, fuck that. I need to go. Like, I've been thinking about it anyways. Like, do I want to fucking go to another planet? I can go anywhere. Like, why am I staying on this? Why am I keeping my base on this shitty, miserable, toxic planet? Like, why am I doing it? So I've been thinking that forever. It's just because you have all your shit there and you're like, you don't want to fucking lose your shit.
Start it all over again or something.
Right. So I had that experience and that burrows into my mind. Like, I'm start looking. I'm going to start house hunting, fucking looking for a new place. And then I do this other thing and I land on this planet that is what's behind me now. And it actually does also have storms. heated storms, but it is, I mean, there's always a rainbow in the sky. It's like the fucking sunsets are beautiful. And like, when I first, like, you know, I fly into the fucking place and I thought that it was like a completely covered water planet. Like, and I just found this little island, you know, in every direction, all I could see was ocean. I later found there are land masses. Like, there's like this Pangea landmass on the other side of the planet, basically. But I thought it was just like a cute little island in this massive ocean. And the oceans are fucking crazy. It's, I mean, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but there's like these big crystals that stick up out of the ocean. Can you see any of that shit?
Yeah,
or no? Okay, yeah. So like, even the water above ground looks cool, and then the sun sets, and it's just ocean every direction. It's just fucking gorgeous. A gorgeous place to exist. And there's just a handful of cute-ass animals that were on that island, so I was like, this is it. Plant my flag. This is where I'm living. And fucking, you know, so you put the base computer down, and here we go. So I'm building a new base from scratch. So, yeah, it was just, and again, this game is beautiful because, like, that's random generation, and just, like, you know, I just stumbled into that. It's not like, that's not on the fucking roadmap that the game makes for you or anything. That's just, I just stumbled into it, and it was there, and I planted my flag, and now it's mine, you know? And now I come home to that every day. And it's just fucking beautiful, beautiful way for a game to exist and work and whatever. So that, yeah, just really fucking cool. And yeah, that allowed me to really get into the base building mechanics below water, which are a completely different technology tree. And there's even, I know there's I haven't even built it yet, but there's a fucking submarine vehicle that is down the road for me to engage at some point to fuck around more with the ocean stuff. So that is all something, even as much as I played, is completely untapped. But also building a base from scratch, knowing a lot more about base building mechanics too. So like, I have like, I'll send you my base fucking, because you can go into your base computer and take like a picture of the base, right? So, and you can upload those too. And you'll find it eventually, but there's another kind of thing that you'll find that is a story-based whatever, and it's kind of another hub. It's basically the multiplayer hub, and you'll find that eventually. But at the multiplayer hub, there's you find a thing that's kind of like a base Hall of Fame kind of thing, and it's like, I haven't really engaged it, but you upload your base, and I think you can vote on people's bases, and like the top bases get populated into this computer in the hub, and I think you can go visit them, and just like, because they're in the Hall of Fame that week or whatever, you know, and go visit their cool ass base, which is just a cool ass, you know, just dumb, again, like so many other things, just a dumbass cool side tangent that you can do just to go check out other people's cool shit, you know, that they fucking are massive architecture fucking feats within the game. But yeah, building base from scratch, knowing much more, I, you know, do things differently, of course, and more efficiently, and it looks cooler, and blah, 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 blah. And like, you know, it was like an extension. My original base, I had like I built it out of the wood, because I think the wood looks the best of all the stone, wood, and metal alloy things. And there's also prefab rooms that are kind of more like Subnautica. They're just like science, whatever. But the wood one looks the best, so that's what I've been building everything out of. So I have like my, you know, where I live, and it's just whatever, cool shit, decorations, the fucking jukebox thing you can get, playing crazy ass songs that you can make your own songs in the game, and like,
what?
Change this. It's fucking, it's just, again, just infinite, dude. Infinite amount of shit to fuck with. So I got that, and then I got like a rooftop patio where I put like a few choice things and like a place I can sit out.
Barbecue up there.
Yeah. Eventually, I probably can get one of those. Actually, it'll be up there if I can, and sit out, watch the sunset up there if you want. That's honestly maybe my biggest bitch is Subnautica. You could sit down, you could use the bed, you can't do that in this. Like they're just decorations. You can't really engage a lot of this stuff in a way that I think they should spend time to allow you to engage. Particularly just sitting down, for fuck's sake. It should be allowed, you know. And Subnautica was cool. It doesn't have Subnautica, because you're draining your water. If you're playing survival, you have food and water intake needs. So when you sit down in Subnautica, it would pause that. So you could sit down if you want to like sit and play on your iPad or whatever and do fucking some sort of organizational thing or figure out some navigation shit. But you could sit down and you don't have the drain on your resources while that's happening, which is just a cool, unique, or cool thing, I think. This doesn't have that. So sure, it wouldn't have a function that's helpful in that same way. But you still, again, if you're fucking living in this world, you want to sit down and watch a sunset, and you can't do that in this, and that sucks, I think. So hopefully they fix that eventually. But whatever. So that's like the residential thing. And then I have like my original base. I just built like a little garage to put my fucking power tools in, you know? It's like literally a stone slab with some four stone walls and a fucking normal roof on it. And it was literally, I put it like it's got the power door, and it literally looks like a garage door. It was like my garage out back where I had all my power tools, you know? So I had that at the other base. And this one, I start this, and same thing. I don't want to put all my loud-ass machinery in my dome base. So naturally. I start a garage, but eventually shit starts happening, and one little slab is not enough. So you gotta fucking expand the garage. So now I have like an industrial complex where like all my base staff, my scientist, my overseer, my fucking military dude, my farmer dude, and then all the hydroponic farms, and it's like a whole industrial complex that is like, it looks like it's it's like all built from stone, whereas my house is all built from wood, and it's just like visually different on top of its functional difference, you know. So yeah, the customization's off the fucking wall, dude. But been engaging the shit out of that on the new planet. So a lot of that, and then I did dip into the Radius one time. And I basically just need to be more aggressive with my time there. Like, I went in there, and I did some bullshit, and I was right up against the fucking tide still. So I just did some random-ass bullshit, and then went back to the base. And I was thinking to myself, like, I gotta just strap on a pair when I come back here and do the big missions. I gotta just get over my fear, and otherwise, I'm gonna fall off this game if I don't really start engaging the true progress of it. So I felt that and felt the need to rejigger my approach to it because, yeah, you go in there and you can totally just let yourself be like, I can't deal with that right now. I'm just going to do this little tiny safe thing and then go back to the base and let another day pass, you know? But like, you'll never get anywhere with that approach. So I gotta grow a pair.
Man up,
really,
Josh.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the deal with that. It still exists, but I need to change my approach. Okay. And then my X-Men quest, so we can get out of here. I just hit 190.
Oh.
So yeah, so I got, I told you, I found a piracy solution for that gap between 185 and 201, which was not on Internet Archive. So I was worried I was going to have to subscribe to Marvel Unlimited or something, but I found this piracy thing, so I don't have to do that. It is a huge pain in the ass. Like, all this fucking pop-up shit I gotta deal with, additional browser tabs. It sometimes will open fucking YouTube on its own. I gotta close the YouTube app for some of these fucking things. It's so bad. It's the worst part. It's so bad. Such a bad fucking thing to deal with. But I'm a fucking soldier, Jay. I'm not giving Disney any money for old shit they'll never in a fucking million years give money to the artists for, so they can go fuck themselves. I'll close the fucking YouTube app, and I'll close the browser tabs, and I'll close the pop-ups, and then I'll click the button to go to the next page. It's literally, you gotta click a thing twice, actually. The first time you click it, it won't work. You gotta click the button twice to go to the next page of each fucking comic. So it's so much work, and I'm still willing to do it rather than give them even whatever 1 month of Marvel Unlimited would be to get access to this shit. Wow. So that's going on. Anyhow, the 180s is where Storm loses her powers.
Oh.
And she like going off and canoodling with Forge before she decides. She just actually left. Going into 190, she leaves. So I don't know, fucking retire or something. I don't know. She said she's going back to Africa, where her mom raised her or something. Is her plan. So that's what was going on, and it's cool too because X-Men 97 got into that. That was like towards the tail end of the season, I think. That was the storyline, basically, is her losing her powers. I think, I can't remember in the fucking show if she lost it the same way, getting popped by that gun from the Senator, Riker, or whatever the fuck his name is, or if there was some other way she lost it and they kind of tweaked that a little bit. But either way, it's getting into... That is a result of them getting into that big storyline with the dickhead senator trying to get the bill passed and all that. And that is what early, like the original animated series back in the 90s, that is what like the first few episodes were about. And I've always been really piqued by that. It's just like the whole Sentinels, that's where the Sentinels come from. And it's, that whole, the fucking political agenda to enslave the mutants, essentially, has always been a really interesting storyline to me that I haven't read. So I'm pretty stoked about that kind of firing up, you know.
Yeah, when you said 190, I'm like, oh, I remember this, all that stuff, like the covers. I'm looking up the covers right now, like, oh, I remember that. I hate the Sentinels so much. I was actually playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with Zeke the other day. We were having some good battles, and he kept playing with the Sentinel, and I made it my mission to educate him. I'm like, I understand this is a game, and we're just choosing random characters. But fuck the Sentinel. Do you understand that? I will make it my mission to never let up on you when you're.
Yeah. I mean, easily. You know, the reason the X-Men is interesting is because of these parallels to fucking. Marvel's so much better than DC. It's not even fucking. Like, the last issue, they were down in the seaport in Manhattan. Like, they're actually in real places in Manhattan. That is so much more interesting than a totally mythical place, you know. Mm-hmm. That's some of the, you know. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would not do that. It's so much more, I don't know, relatable and interesting. You know, like fucking. That's the Tarantino movies. I'm not really the biggest Tarantino fan, but like Inglourious Basterds was fucking amazing because he took like this incredibly well-known historical event and just like did what he wanted with it, you know? And like, that's so interesting, you know, to have the balls to take something that everyone thinks they know everything about and be like, nope, this is a whole new thing that actually happened in my little universe. And you're going to sit here for 2 hours and ride with it, you know? So that's what they're doing when they do this stuff, you know, with X-Men here. And that's so much more interesting than whatever the fuck would happen in Metropolis or Gotham City or whatever. Yeah. Really cool. And then, yeah, I mean, the X-Men's period, again, their whole thing is with the political, and I'm not even a political person, really. Politics don't interest me, but the parallels that they try to do with it are, again, so much more, I don't know, relatable and interesting than other superhero bullshit. So, very stoked about the direction of that. I'm looking forward to two things. Looking forward to getting back to 201 where I can go back to Internet Archive's normal ass fucking comics so I can do this website. But two, also the storyline. I'm glad I'm where I'm going as well.